Hi you guys, and welcome back to my channel. So yes, we are in another setup. We are actually in my bedroom, hence the big ass bed in the background. And I just wanted to be more chill. This is gonna be where I do kind of like my vlogs, my chats. I want to do them in here because I feel very comfortable in here. I feel very chill. Today I'm going to be sharing some of my traveling tips for budgeting for you guys, because if you follow me on Instagram, which you should be, I'll put my Instagram right here. If you are following me, then you guys saw that I just booked a trip to Vegas for $400. $400. And also I just realized that I have never purchased a trip that was more than $1,500. And I have been to Jamaica, Cuba, Aruba, Mexico, a few places in Mexico, honey. Like, I've been quite a few places, and I just want to tell you guys my tricks and all that good stuff. So I do have my iPad ready, and I have some notes taken down right here. So if you see me looking down, that is why. So when you are planning a trip, it really depends on if you are booking a domestic trip or if you are booking an international trip, and clearly I'm talking about anyone in the United States. That really plays a big part into travel. I do know a lot of people don't like to travel because you think it's so expensive international, but let me tell you, it's actually cheaper to travel international than it is to travel in the States. That is why you guys see me going a lot of places international. You must have a passport, by the way. If you don't have that, you should probably get that. Once you get it, like, you have basically access to go anywhere you want to go, and the trips are super duper cheap. And the reason being is when you go international, they have a ton of different all-inclusives. There are not a lot of all-inclusives in the States. Honestly, I don't even know of any in the States, to be honest with you guys. If you know of any all-inclusives where the food and the drinks and all that are included in everything, tell us below, because I want to know, because I ain't heard of it, friend, and I be there. That is one way that I love to travel. I love to book international flights because it's cheaper. And I do want you guys to keep in mind that I am located in Georgia, so I am pretty close to the Caribbean, so a lot of my flights are gonna be a little bit cheaper when I'm going to like the Caribbean and things like that. But we're gonna talk about what I do to get the cheap flights and all that good stuff, because I do still have a lot of deals, you guys. There are, like, come on now. I did book Vegas. That's a 4-hour flight from Georgia, so there's that. If you are looking to travel a lot, let's just say you actually want to travel once every other month or so, even if it's just, I don't know, 2-hour flight, an hour flight or something like that. If you are a traveler, I highly recommend getting a flight card. I don't know who all has them, but I do know that Amex has them, American Express have them with Delta. That is the card that I have. I actually just got it, but I highly, highly, highly recommend it. Basically, with the card, you get points for basically everything you buy. So groceries, I did all my Christmas shopping on my Amex card. It is a credit card, so you can use it anywhere that they take American Express. And I put a few of my bills on there too, and it just racked up a whole lot of points that is going to help me to actually travel cheaper, if not free. If you do want to do Delta, I will link a link below so that you can go ahead and apply for that one. It is the best one, so you have to have good credit. If you don't have good credit, sis, don't even try it. Like, don't, friend. Don't even try to apply. But having an American Express card is literally like the top of the top of the top. So if you can get that thing, you'll be good. You get like 20% off of things when you get on there. So like if you like to eat, get drinks and stuff, you get that. They have so many incentives. It just works out. And if you travel a lot, you should get one. Let's get into the stay. Basically, where do I stay? How do I book that? And how do I get cheap rooms and all that kind of stuff? So first of all, if you are a casino lover, all casinos are associated with hotels, like in Vegas, of course. So if you like to gamble a lot, they give you a lot of free rooms, and a lot of rooms in Vegas are actually really affordable. but this is how I find my room. So the first place that I like to look is Airbnb. If it's domestic, if it's in the States, I'm always looking for an Airbnb because that's gonna be way cheaper than a hotel. I actually have not stayed in a hotel in a minute. Like, I really have not, because they're just not as affordable as an Airbnb would be. And it's literally not that serious. It's like, yeah, if you want to be on like the 23rd floor and have like a nice view, I would say go for a hotel because you don't have a choice. But if you're just looking for a nice stay, you want something nice and accommodating, Airbnb is always like the top of mind for me. If I'm not gonna get an Airbnb, if I'm gonna get an all-inclusive type of situation, if I'm doing international, I like to look at cheapcaribbean.com, or also Vacations to Go if I'm looking for a cruise, because Vacations to Go has all kinds of cruises. I've actually taken my cruise to the Bahamas through Vacations to Go, and all of my cruises I think have been through Vacations to Go. So I will actually link all of these websites below so that you guys can check them out. If you're looking for a cruise, you can always find them there for little to nothing, and they give you so much, and you have an agent that's going to talk you through the process of what you need and all of that good stuff. So I do recommend them. I love them. Like I said, I've traveled with them about 3 times, so that was cool. So yeah, if I am looking for accommodations, it'll be Airbnb. Also, I do look at Groupons. I do look at Groupons for all-inclusives as well. Between all-inclusives, it's Cheap Caribbean and Groupon, because Groupon will give you a flight and hotel deal, and Cheap Caribbean will give you the same exact thing. The only thing about finding them on Groupon is that they are specific places that those deals fly out of. So a lot of them fly out of LA, a lot of them fly out, like New York and LA always have the best deals, like those big name states, okay? They have the bigger deals. Atlanta, I don't know why we never have a lot of Groupon deals. You would have to basically fly to LA to use that Groupon, which will actually come out cheaper because that Groupon rate is so freaking low, you guys. So definitely look into that if you're looking to travel. Oh, and if you guys are new to my channel, that's my dog Sky. She's just chilling. And she's probably hungry right now because I have been working my butt off. But moving on, because I gotta tell my friends about my travel stuff. So yeah, if I'm going international, Airbnbs are the way. The only time that I do not book an Airbnb if I'm going international is if I'm going with a huge group. You guys have been coming along with my birthdays. I have had large groups go with me, and I know some of y'all like, how you get them to come? Because I literally find cheap deals so that all of my friends can come. That's how I do it. I don't want nobody to pay over a stack to travel with me for my birthday, so I be trying to figure out different ways to help y'all save some coins. Always all-inclusives if you're going international, but in the States, always try to get an Airbnb point blank per. As far as flight deals go, there are a few tips and tricks when you are getting flights, you guys. First of all, you need to be flexible. The more flexible you are with your dates, the better. So if you are working a corporate job, or if you have PTO that you have to put in, I would say go ahead and put in an extra day before and an extra day after. That's just something if you gotta hold off on that vacation and get some more time up, sis, do that, because you will be happier later on when you are getting a nice deal and you can fly out on Tuesdays or Wednesday, which brings me to that tip. That is the cheapest days to fly out are Tuesdays and Wednesdays. So with me, because I do work for myself, I can basically leave any day of the week. So that's how I get a lot of my trips to be cheaper. I actually never really like to leave. Even when I had my corporate job, I always try to leave on like a Tuesday or something, and then maybe come back on Friday or Saturday, but I always leave on like a Tuesday or something, you know what I'm saying? Those are the best travel days, because honestly, TSA ain't even that bad, and you really just get in and get out. It seems like everything goes a lot faster on that day because there's not a lot of people traveling. That is something to definitely look out for. There are a few websites or a few apps that I like to go through for flights. The #1 place to go for flights is Google Flights. And the reason I say that is because once you put your dates and your locations and everything into Google, it gives you the price of all of the days within that month. So you can literally look and see how the price is changing for each flight, so you can make your decision if you want to spend that extra money and go on this day, or if you want to just not and go on the other day. So I really like that about Google. It literally finds the best deals and gives you all the options all on that one page. Really helps. I go to Google first. Also, Skyscanner. Now, Skyscanner is a little bit different. I'm not going to go into everything that it does, but it does find you cheap flights. It is an app. I did fly to Cuba with Skyscanner, and what they did was sometimes they will allow you to get off at a stop. So basically, for my returning flight from Cuba, I was actually on a flight to New Orleans, but Atlanta was the resting spot for New Orleans. So it was resting for they were resting for a day or something in Atlanta, and I just basically got off and went home. And that ended up being a lot cheaper because that was the flight to New Orleans. I don't know how it all worked out, but it ended up being cheaper. Those are my top 2 places, and that is only if you didn't go through something like Groupon and get your flight through there. Also, for me, I would say my favorite place to get my flight deals is just Delta, just because I have that Amex card. All of the flights that I purchase, I get double times the points. So let's just say my flight is $300. I will get the points for $600. So 600 points. I think it's 1 per dollar. I think that's how it works. So yeah, if I spend $300, that's like 600 points. So I really like that they give you an incentive to fly. It's like, why not take that? Y'all, I legit have 100,000 points right now. So basically, I get to fly to Bali for free, okay? And I haven't used any of my points, and I love it. I don't know if I want to use some of them for like a lot of different trips or just like all of my points for one big trip. I haven't decided yet. But having the option and knowing that you can is what makes me happy. So we've already taken care of the stay and the flight. So the next thing are things to do while you are there. Now, the things to do, I always look on either Airbnb or Groupon for all of my deals, y'all. I mean, like wine tastings. I've done some cooking classes in different places, paint and sips. Yo, I literally like any type of excursions. I always book those on either Groupon or Airbnb. Airbnb, I feel like they just started doing that. I don't know if I'm just new to it, but they just started putting like little deals. Like once you book your Airbnb, it's like, hey, I see you're going here. Maybe you want to do this. Like I've done horseback riding, ATV, all of that was booked through either Groupon or Airbnb. And I think that's cool. I think that's so cool. They have the best deals. They be like $30, $40, $50. Nothing be like over $100 for these excursions and stuff, unless you go on ATV, and that's normally $100 and something. But it's way cheaper than if you weren't going through Groupon or something like that. And I always make sure that I'm using my Amex card for all of this. So I'm just getting points on points on points. That's how it works. Even if you cannot get an Amex card, get a credit card that has great rewards. Make sure you're paying that off first and foremost, but also rack up on those points, because I also have like $400 worth of points on another credit card. Even though it's not a lot, it's enough. It's enough to get some shit, right? Okay, so if you can't get an Amex card, I do highly recommend a Chase credit card if you can get that, and any bank, honestly, but just look at the rewards so that you can make the best decision for your pockets. And also look at that interest rate, because if you are one of those people that do not like to pay your credit cards off, sis, first of all, don't even get one. And second, don't wait till the last minute to pay that thing, because you need to pay that thing like within the month. Basically, if you ain't got the money to go on the trip, don't use the credit card as a I don't want to pay right now. Don't do that. Those are honestly just like my basic tips for traveling, my basics for getting a good deal. That's just what I go to first. If I have anything else that I just haven't thought of, or I just forgot to mention it for you guys, I will put it in the description bar below so that you guys can check it out and get those trips coming. I booked Cuba for that entire trip, ended up being less than $500 for me, because the stay was like $300 and then my flight ended up like $2 something, so like less than $600 for that trip to Cuba. Also, the trip to Vegas, I booked that for $400. The flight that I got was for $200 on Delta actually, and I was very flexible with the time, so I think we're leaving at night, and then we're coming back like a week later. We're leaving on Wednesday and coming back on Tuesday. So it's like it's a long time, but that flight ticket ended up being $219, sis, because we leaving on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Like, what? I was happy about that. And like I told you, the rooms, I got the room from Groupon, which ended up being $3 something for the whole week. I split that with the other person, which is my cousin. Also, the Bahamas, we're staying in Miami for 2 nights. Then we're going to the Bahamas for 3 nights. And then we're coming back to Miami for another night. And that was less than $600. Like, what? I'm telling y'all, I am on a roll this year. I've given you guys the tips. It is time that you go book some shit and get up off your ass and travel. Get to know different people. Travel with people you don't even know sometimes. Like, a lot of the influencers that you see me traveling with, I've never traveled with them before. I was just like, hey, friend, you want to come? And they was like, yeah, girl, we want to come. And then they're there. That's just really how it works. But it's good vibes only. Y'all know I don't really fuck with a lot of people. So there's that. I hope you guys really like this video. If you like my new setup, if you like bedroom chats, hit your girl up. No, I'm just joking. But no, seriously, if you like this setup, you like this vibe, you like me chatting with you like this, give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, you guys, because it is a new year and it's time you just go ahead and hit it. I feel like you watching a lot of my videos, but you just not hitting subscribe. I don't really know why. Am I too honest for you? Do I help you too much? Do you not like people that help you? Okay, so go ahead and follow your girl. Also follow me on Instagram and TikTok, cause I be TikToking. I be TikToking when I'm walking with my dots and then something. I don't know the song. Okay, y'all, I'm just rambling now. Hope you guys liked it. Have a great weekend. I'll see you guys on Monday. Peace.
It's you, girl, it's you.